welcome back to my channel. It is Love Tay Marie in the building here. It has been summer. I've been on a little hiatus and it's time to come back, but I'm going to switch the gears and do a review. I'm a sports girly and you know Netflix just came out with a new series. Well, not really new. It's season 2 and it's quarterback and rank. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I do have some reasons. Yes. I know. Me giving it an 8 out of 10. But I have reasons. First off, I can't commit to the 10 out of 10 because I don't know how much I liked the quarterbacks they chose to follow. And it's no shade to any of them. No shade. So, first up. The good guy. I love, absolutely love Kirk Cousins, right? Love him. Man has a beautiful family. He has a beautiful spirit. Such a kind soul. I just love him. He's God-fearing. You can't help but like, Kirko. What was he? Kirko Chains? They called him at one point. But it wasn't his best season, so it almost sucked that he came off the Achilles, went to Atlanta, and then to have the season that he had, it just wasn't clicking. Now I didn't realize that he wasn't used to some of the plays that they did. It was a lot of motion, and I guess that contributed to his, lack of offense that season. And, it was tough. It was tough to see because I knew he was going to get benched. So, if you knew the season, last season, he got benched. But he did put in perspective, though, that it's part of the job. He knew it was coming. He expected it. Now, was it a hurt to the ego a little bit? Of course, because who wants to go back to being, that second string? But he was okay with it, and he was a good mentor. Ooh, something just flew across my face. And yeah, so that's my take on my little Kirk. Also, technically he was in season 1, so it was kind of weird seeing him again for season 2. I don't know if no other quarterback wanted to do it, not too sure, or maybe because he's a fan favorite because we generally love who he is as a person. Maybe that's why they wanted him back on there. Yeah, so moving on to the next person, Jared Goff. Now, Detroit had an amazing season. What were they, 14-2? Can't take that away from them. They had an excellent season. Injuries really tore them apart in the end. But Jared Goff was a little boring. I didn't realize his personality was so dry. So the scenes that came up when he was talking and explaining certain things, it didn't excite me. I'm sorry, it didn't excite me. The game itself excited me, rewatching back clips. But, the only thing I learned is he's a tough little SOB. Like little things like when he got his ankle tied up and he just pushed it through, it feels better. Yeah, it still hurts, but it definitely doesn't hurt like that. Like little things like that. It's like, okay, you learn how tough he is and, his commitment. That part, nice. But personality wise, I couldn't connect. Now, who I was happy about was Joe Burrow, because y'all know I love Joe Burrow. Burr. He had such a great season. Oh my goodness. Now, of course, his team, I'm sorry. Bengals, I love y'all, but y'all sorry. Y'all defense killed this amazing season for him. The records he had, amazing. That's why he was in that MVP rank, running. And honestly, he probably deserved a little more than some people, But because of that record, it really doesn't show. He is an elite quarterback. He is definitely up there. Patrick Mahomes, you better watch out. The only thing that's stopping Joe Burrow is that sorry behind defense he got. Because that man there, yeah. Now, I am surprised that he actually did this, though, because Joe, from what I've observed from even Instagram and little interviews that he does do, which is very rare, he is very shy. He's very to himself. He's very private. So it did shock me that he wanted to come out of his shell a little bit and do this. I feel like last year was a big, like, come out of my shell. He did the Paris with the backless, tux. Looked very hot in it, by the way. Also, I didn't realize he had his little stylist and, experimenting with his styles. And I love seeing where he was just like, no, not trying that. No, not trying that. I like that we got the clip of what he told his coach when his coach was like, yeah, we were winning. But he's like, we played like trash. Yeah, he didn't use the word trash. I'm just trying to keep it a little PG. But he was like, F that. We were terrible. Yeah, we won, but we played like garbage. So I love hearing his personality a little more. I do feel bad that this was the season that, his house got robbed and that came out, because I know how much that hurt him, that people now know where he lives. People, like, his privacy was so invaded. He was so hurt by that. And of course, the little scandal, because I guess he broke up with his girlfriend from college, and that it revealed that another woman was in his house. I'm glad that Netflix left that part out of respect for him. I'm so glad, because he was so embarrassed by that. And I think that's what also really troubled him. So I'm glad Peyton Manning and the editing crew of Netflix decided to respect Joe's wishes. So that's my take. I will be doing another review very soon. So, hey, catch you next week or so. Peace.